front. A little bit of offense coming in now for Lady Trample. Makes it through and is on the chase. There's a whistle. Somebody's going to be going to the box, and I believe that is going to be Morgan Levy. There is the call-off, though, and 3 points picked up for the Wheels of Justice.
2 jams in. We already have a lead change. 1 point lead now for the Wheels of Justice, 3-2. Only about 2 minutes off the period clock. Lining up next, number 20, Wilhelm, with the star for Denver in the white. In the purple of Rose City, number 48, Brute.
There's the 5-second call. Looks like Denver wants to take the back line. Now they come up, try to get a little bit of offensive help in. And just like that, Brute gets out, finds that inside line, stays on her toe stops, and picks up lead jam. 1 more to get through now for Wilhelm. And there it is. She's on the chase, stays in. Back at the pack, a little hard to see through the officials. She's pushing through, though. Meanwhile, Wilhelm takes the inside, does a little spin move on her toe stops, and picks up 4. On the other side now, Brute still trying to push through. Looks back behind, trying to get a little help. Looks like Wilhelm gets knocked out, and she takes herself back. Up front, Brute still pushing and pushing. No call-off just yet. A shoulder goes into Wilhelm. She gets taken back now. Gets herself set, and around the outside, there's another 4 for Denver. And they're waiting on the call. It looked like Brute was waiting to see who the penalty was on before calling it off. Does manage to pick up 4 points, though.
So with that call off, Denver back in the lead by a score of 10-7. We want to thank our sponsor, Good Day Chocolate. Whether you're tired, anxious, restless, or just plain craving chocolate, Good Day Chocolate is here for you. Each product is packed with premium supplements made with delicious, fair trade, dark or milk chocolate. Coming up next, number 5-2, Andy on the jammer line for Denver in the white. In the purple of Rose City, Lauren Much back to the jammer line.
And there's the whistle. Tries to go right through the middle, does Andy. And it looks like Lauren Munch takes the shoulder to the face, but brushes it off, goes right through. And there is lead jam for Rose City. Meanwhile, back at the pack, Andy still trying to push through, goes through the middle. Couple of tough blockers to get through, though. Lauren Munch comes back, trying to find a move on the outside. Great juke, picks up a couple of points, but still stuck in the back. And finally pushes her way through and picks up 4. Andy still trying to make that initial pass, and there she goes and is on the chase. She's got to skate fast if she wants to try to pick up some points before they call it. Rose City comes in now, around to the outside, and calls it off to Lauren Munch. And they're going to call it 3 points. 3 points.
7 points on the jam for Rose City, putting them back in the lead by 4 points. We've got 14-10 on the Death and Glory scoreboard. But on the Iron Octopus Fitness jam line, we've got number 33, Klein, known to some as Sharon Tacos, for Denver, facing number 340, Bonnie Thunders for Rose City.
And there's the whistle. Klein tries to go to the outside. Tries to go to the inside. Meanwhile, Klein goes to the outside. And it works out for Klein. She's able to push through the outside and is on the lead. Bonnie Thunders. Looking at the wrong sheet. My apologies. Klein does get knocked out, and in comes Bonnie Thunders for a scoring pass. Spins around 1-2, stays on the toe stops, and there's 4 points on the board. Klein has taken the panty off, but she keeps it in her hand. No pass just yet as her pivot is in the penalty box. And there it is, makes it through and is on the chase. Meanwhile, Bonnie Thunder has made it back to the pack, gets in, picks up her 4, calls it off.
8-point jam for Rose City, 22-10. 12-point advantage to the visiting team in purple. Number 1-6 Beyond Thunderdame taking the star for the first time in this game as number 50 Scald Eagle returns to the Iron Octopus Fitness jammer line for the second time in the game.
2 blockers starting in the box for Denver. That does include the pivot, but she is already standing. And there's the whistle. Looks like Eagle tries to push through real quick as soon as the line goes. Meanwhile, Beyond Thunderdame pushing on the inside now. Yes, Beyond Thunder Dame. I apologize. Got myself mixed up there. But Scald Eagle is going to pick up lead and pushes through. But Beyond Thunder Dame is on the chase. Scald Eagle makes it back to the pack. Runs right in head first. But right there's Thunder Dame as well. She's picked up some points. Got 2 more to get through. Meanwhile, Scald Eagle having a hard time in the back. Does knock out one blocker. Gets herself reset. Tries to go around to the outside. Can't make it. Beyond the Thunder Dame did pick up 4 points there, 2 for Scald Eagle before calling it.
26-12 now, advantage Rose City with 23 minutes to go in our first period of play. So far, only Eagle has been able to grab lead for Denver in the game, but next up, Lady Trample is going to take a crack at it. Once again, facing off against Lauren Much, coming to the line for the 3rd time in the game so far.
Both teams are going to be starting this jam full strength. Back comes Denver to try to get a little bit of offense, but Lady Trample is stuck on the outside. I say stuck as she stays in. Meanwhile, in the middle of the pack is Lauren Much. There is just one giant conglomerate of blockers and jammers there. Everyone kind of falls down. We'll see who's going to be able to get up first and try to get out of the pack. Nobody just yet, and I spoke too soon. There's the commentator curse as Lauren Much makes it through, picking up lead for the Wheels of Justice of Rose City. Back at the pack, it looks like Lady Trample stopped up still, trying to find a line as Lauren Much comes back in. Almost through is Lady Trample. Great job recycling by this Rose City defense. Makes it through. One more to get through. The out of play is called, and she is free to roam. They do notice that the jammer is out of the pack. They're waiting for the call from the bench to call it. And there it is. Lauren Much calls it after picking up, I believe that's 3 points. 3 points there on the jam for Rose City.
The 4 went on the score. There it is. 3 on the scoreboard. 29 points altogether. 29-12. 17-point lead as number 20, Wilhelm, back to the line for Denver, taking on Bonnie Thunders for Rose City.
There's the 5-second call. Both teams kind of shift on the line. Wilhelm goes to the outside, gets stopped up a little bit. Meanwhile, Bonnie Thunder has a hard line to get through. She's almost through. Actually, there it goes once again. She jumps over somebody and picks up lead jam once again for Rose City. But right behind her is Wilhelm, who's got some speed. Pack is moving now, not going slow. They want a fast pack here. That is a good call by Denver, making sure that Rose City can't get as many points as they want. Bonnie almost back to the pack. There she goes, right on the outside. She's got some room, jumps to the inside, gets between 2. No call-off just yet. And there it is. 2 points on the board for Rose City on that jam.
Total now 31-12 with 20 minutes and a half, roughly, to go in the first period of play. Thanks to Derby Without Borders. Check out derbywithoutborders.org to see how you can help support the growth of roller derby around the world. Next up, number 52, Andy, returning to the line in the white of Denver. In the purple of Rose City, it's number 48, Brute.
Already lots of contact at the line. There's the whistle. One goes out, one goes in. Andy's got a little room on the inside, but trying to push through to the outside. Finds a bit of a hole in the middle, but immediately blocked up. Some good agility and quickness by this Rose City team. Still trying to push through. Somebody on the ground, though. I didn't see exactly who that was. Had a hard time getting around them. And right on through is Brute. Lead jam once again for the Rose City Rollers. Coming back to the pack now. Pass is one. It actually looks like a panty pass occurred as Brute makes it through. And number 28,
that's
Barrett, thank you very much, sir, now has the jammer panty. Still looking for their initial pass. Meanwhile, Brute going for, I believe, her second scoring pass here. She's only got 2 more to get through. They're doing a great job of bridging and holding her back. These last 2 not wanting to give her an inch. They're close enough, though, that somebody's going to have to bridge once again. But so far, especially right now, number 505, Wierzbinski, doing a great job of just holding them there. Out on the backside, Barrett trying to push through. But once again, a couple of really good blockers trying to get past. And there goes Brute. Makes it through for another 4 points. Good little spin move there. Barrett knocked out and taken back. She's calling for a little bit of offense now. Can't make it through. Some good blocking by Rose City. Back into the pack is Brute, as we got about 20 seconds left on the clock for this jam. Penalty called there on number 00 on a roll. They're going to be going to the box. Barrett gets recycled back once again. Almost able to stay in is Brute. Jumps right back in. Some good agility, and Barrett makes it through, but with just about nothing left on the clock. No, actually, Barrett going to take a seat.
Final 3 points for Brute at the conclusion of that jam, which did end on time. And we're going to see a power start this next time out for Rose City, with Barrett retaining the star for Denver. And Rose City's decided to give their star to number 77, Lauren Much.
Lauren's been doing a great job tonight as well. She's able to find all those little holes and lines, and it also helps that she has some great offense to help her out. She goes right around to the outside, but they're doing a good job of recycling back. And it looks like somebody's going to the box. Didn't see who that was. I believe that's a forearm call onto number 42, Blackman. Lauren Munch now takes the fall, but right back up, juking left and right, and finds the hole, and once again, lead jam picked up for Lauren Munch.
That puts Lauren Munch unofficially at 3 for 4 lead calls in the game.
Barrett out of the box now, comes back and skirts the line, barely goes out. Wisely going to take herself back. Barrett trying to push as well, and actually, no, the panty was passed. And that was to number 50, Scald Eagle, who makes it through the pack. Blackman's penalty done as well, full strength, but the jam is called. 2 points picked up on that last pass for Rose City.
So time is on the side of Rose City now, as they have a 32-point lead, 44-12, 16 minutes and about 30 to go until halftime. Thanks to Declaration Brewing, they're the official beer partner of Denver Roller Derby and the Rocky Mountain Roller Girls, located in Denver near the Roller Dome. Stop by to enjoy over 30 taps of deliciousness. So the clock is now stopped. We have a timeout, stopped at 16 minutes and 24 seconds. Interesting observation that DRD has actually picked up more points when they weren't lead than they have been lead. It's 8-4 of their 12.
And official review time.
So that's Rose City's coach, Scott Paul, heading into the center of the track there for the official review. If we find out what that's about, we'll let you know. But it gives me time to thank Spring 44 Distilling. Spring 44 vodka, honey vodka, gins, and whiskey are the only American-made premium spirits created with Colorado Rocky Mountain artesian spring water from a private source. Taste pure Colorado spirit with Spring 44.
That sounds delicious right now.
Not while we're on the mic.
No. They do got a bar over there, though, that calling my name as soon as our game is done.
Since, again, the clock has stopped 16 minutes and 24 seconds, so just short of halfway through our first period of play. Unofficially, I can tell you that the lead scorer in the game so far has been Brute with 15, followed closly by Bonnie Thunders with 13 and Lauren Munch with 12. On Denver's side, Wilhelm has 8 points. But Rose City dominating the lead calls, 80% to 20% for DRD.
Officials are taking a look now. Everyone talking over there. Hopefully we'll get word here in just a bit on what the official review is.
This is the 15th meeting between these two teams in a competitive fashion. They've played each other since 2008. So, like I say, old friends and opponents. That also applies to Denver and Gotham. They will meet on Sunday, and that'll be their 16th time playing one another. Just heard heard that the official review was a challenge on the skating out of bounds call against Lauren Much, but that call will stand, and Rose City will lose their official review for this period. They'll get another one in the next period. Both teams still with all three of their team timeouts, which can be called between jams and stop the clock for 60 seconds. So we're going to start this on next jam on a power play for Denver. Lauren Much in the S1 Helmets penalty box. Wilhelm on the Iron Octopus Fitness jam line for Denver.
Good opportunity here for Denver to pick up a few points. They are still about 32 points back. And there's the whistle. Wilhelm trying to find an opening, steps over one skater. Gets a little bit of offense as well to help her out. There's a nice shoulder, leaves the inside line open. Gets pushed out, though. Tries to get back in. Some great recycling as well by Rose City. Does get knocked out, though. Wilhelm's going to get pulled back. Our defense trying to stop as many people from going back as they can. Lauren Much is standing. Wilhelm just not able to get through the pack. This is a tough wall to get through, and that is going to be the end of the power jam. Playing ping pong with Wilhelm there as Lauren Much gets brought back as well and gets soul crushed. Tries to go to the inside, outside now, but some good lateral movement by Denver. Both of them coming up to the front now as a couple of people falling down. A penalty is called. Not sure who that was on. And that is going to be a low block, I believe, on Lauren Much. Forearm, excuse me. Wilhelm gets knocked down again and gets pulled back. Meanwhile, Denver loses a blocker as well. Wilhelm around the outside. There's a quick jump. Can she stay in? Does get knocked out again. Having a hard time getting out in front of these skaters. Gets taken way back as we only have 33 seconds left on the jam. Power Jam Part 2 is over as Lauren Much is back in. Wilhelm knocked out and recycled. And up front, Lauren is able to get through. There's only 15 seconds left on the jam. We'll see what she's able to pick up as Thorns comes back in. That is going to be 1 point right there. Wilhelm not able to get through. There is her initial pass, but not in time. That is going to be the end of the jam with 3 points picked up for the Rose City Rollers.
Rose City, they're amply demonstrating why they are the #1 ranked team in the world. Not coincidentally, WFTDA champions of 2018. In fact, 2 other times as well. So this is a very, very strong team that Denver is facing. 47-12 on the scoreboard, just under 14 minutes until halftime. Lady Trample jamming against Bonnie Thunders.
And there is the whistle up front. Bonnie Thunders just trying to use some power and push through. It's working out well because there is lead jam once again for the Wheels of Justice. Nice little spin move, staying on the toe stops. Got one more to get through, and that is going to be a blocking out of play call that will send one of the Rose City Rollers to the S1 Helmets penalty box. Bonnie Thunders makes it through, picks up 4, and there is the call.
Holding Lady Trample scoreless on that jam, 51-12 now. Advantage Rose City with just over 13 minutes on the period clock. Thanks to 300 Suns Brewing. Nothing pairs better with a beautiful sunny day than a fun, relaxing place to hang out and enjoy a craft beer at 300 Suns Brewing. Take pleasure in the ultimate hyper-local craft experience and indulge your inner long monster. On the jammer line, number 50, Scald Eagle in the white of Denver. In the purple of Rose City, number 16, that's Beyond Thunder Dame.
There's the whistle as both jammers trying to push through. Scald Eagle almost makes it. Gets caught up with a nice side catch, though. A couple of people going to be sent to the boxes. Scald Eagle makes it through. Lead jam for the Mile High Club of Denver Roller Derby.
That is the 4th time that Denver's been able to get lead in this game compared to 9 so far for Rose City. This is the first chance that Denver has scored since the 5th jam of the game.
Scald Eagle Does a nice jump over a skater. Picks up a few points there. Goes around to the outside, manages to stay in, got one more to get past, and there it is on the inside, and after a nice juke move, picks up another 4 for Denver. And does not manage to stay in that time. Gets pulled out, as that is the end of the Power Jam, as Beyond Thunder Dame was going and taking a seat. Started to wonder where the star was. It was not on her head. Up in the back, Scald Eagle has a tough line to get through. Not able to make much headway right there. Beyond Thunder Dame is pushing as well. And she makes it through.
Barrett anchoring a defense consisting of Watson, Sirabo, and Wierzbinski.
And there it is, through for 4 more points for Scald Eagle, and calls it off. Picks up a 12 on that jam. 51-24 now.
Denver doubling their score now and reducing the scoring gap to 27 points. Still an uphill climb for your co-hosts from here in Colorado. Next up on the jammer line, number 7-7, Lauren Much, taking on number 52, Andy.
And there is the start of the jam. Meanwhile, right on the outside, quick line for Lauren Much. Picks up lead once again. Back into the pack now. Once again, finds a quick line on the outside. Does get stopped up. Only one more to get through. And there it is. Andy did make it through, but not able to score any points.
However, that does limit Rose City to 1 scoring pass on that jam. When starting with the star, Scald Eagle has been 3 for 3 on getting lead. The only time not lead was accepting a star pass. Number 33, Klein, taking the line now for Denver against number 340, Bonnie Thunders. Score is 55-24, advantage Rose City. Just about exactly 10 minutes on the period clock.
There's the 5-second call. Both teams jockeying on the jammer line once again. There is the whistle. Klein tries to make it through. Falls down, though. Bonnie Thunders gets stopped up as well. I'm telling you, Brad, these are some just amazing walls that we're seeing here on these jams. It's really hard for these jammers to make it through. Make it easy compared to what I'm able to do when I'm out there playing. Both of them are going to get recycled back. Not too far, though. Klein tries to get low on the outside, but gets taken out. And they are going to call a track cut. I thought that was going to be a no pass, no penalty. No, that is going to be a track cut, and Klein going to go take a seat over in the S1 Helmets penalty box. On the other side of the track, though, Bonnie Thunders has made it through, picking up lead jam. Coach telling her, just keep on going. Here comes the offense. Smartly, though, Denver Roller Derby is going to go ahead and just start moving. Run to the outside. Makes it look easy. Bonnie Thunders picks up 4.
Swing and a miss from Barrett, trying to stop Bonnie from getting through the pack that time.
Back to the line as Klein comes through. She has taken the panty star off her head. Goes around to the inside. Outside, gets knocked out there. But finds a line through. Quick jump. Made the initial pass. We'll see just what Bonnie's able to get before she calls it. There is the call-off. 0 for Denver.
Haven't seen the signal yet for Rose City.
Looks like Kilt over there is going to go ahead and confer with the OPRs. And that is going to be 3 points for Rose City.
That takes the score to 62-24, advantage Rose City. 8 minutes remaining on the first period clock, thanks to Bootstrap Brewing, also here in Longmont, as well as in Niwot, Colorado. An independent craft brewery whose goal is simple: make really great beer and have a lot of fun. On the jammer line, we have number 54, Lady Trample, and I believe, let's see,
that is
confirmation. It's number 48, Brute.
Brute does pick up lead, but right behind her is Lady Trample. Pack is moving fast. Neither team able to get to the pack just yet. Brute and Lady Trample right behind it now. One's going to take the outside, and it looks like Brute just going to go ahead and call it. not let anybody pick up any points.
It's a 100% point-free jam, and I believe is the first scoreless jam of the game so far. Yes, confirmed. So that leaves the score at 62-24. Advantage Rose City in the purple. They give number 77 Lauren Much the star for the next jam. And also on the Iron Octopus Fitness Jammer line, number 50 Scald Eagle for Denver.
And Scald right onto the inside. Looks like she managed to stay in, but she was off her feet long enough that the rest of the team is able to get through. Takes her out, but gets right back in, and Scald Eagle with lead jam. Canny has come off the head of Lauren Much. Gets stopped up in the back, right between the jammer and pivot lines. Up front, Scald Eagle pushing and pushing. Stays on those toe stops. They're trying to push her out, and there it goes. They do finally get her. Comes back in through 1-2. Does get stopped, though, as looks like Lauren Much does make it through and going to put the jammer star right back on her head. But that is going to be the end of the jam. It's called off after 4 points more, picked up by Scald Eagle.
That takes Denver to 28 points on the Death and Glory scoreboard to Rose City's 62. We have just under 6 minutes to play until halftime. I suspect we might get a timeout here. We do have full teams on the track. There's the 5-second call. We got now we see a timeout. It's official timeout. Stops the clock. 5 minutes and 37 seconds. Poised to jam. We've got number 52 Andy for Denver taking on number 340 Bonnie Thunders for Rose City. I have time to thank Left Hand Laser Studio, who offers a variety of laser treatments customized to meet your needs and budget. If you're looking to break free from shaving, waxing, or tweezing, then check them out at www.lefthandlaserstudio.com. So far the leading scorer for Denver is Scald Eagle, who is 4 for 4 on lead calls starting from the jammer line, 20 points. But that is eclipsed by Bonnie Thunder's 5 for 5 on lead calls with 24 points. Who's the highest scorer in the game so far.
Well, it looks like the officials have worked everything out, and we'll be getting the derbies going once again here in just a second.
The jammers have not changed. It is Andy versus Bonnie Thunders.
And there's the 5-second call. Both teams get back on the track now. Denver with an interesting strategy. They are through, though, and Andy tries to push through. She got through a couple to start things off, but they were cycled back around to her. Meanwhile, Bonnie Thunders is stopped up on just kind of sandwiched between about 3 or 4 blockers. But right on through, there goes Andy. Lead jam for Denver Roller Derby. Bonnie Thunder on the outside, getting stopped. In comes Andy once again into the pack. Steps out, steps right back in, takes a shoulder, but brushes it off. On the far side of the track, she's pushed through, and good juke right there by Bonnie Thunders. Starts the chase. If she did not juke right there, I do think she might have gotten quite the big hit there.
Andy calls it. We do see 4 points on the board for Denver now. That takes him to 32 total. And this is actually the first time these last 3 jams, Rose has been held scoreless. That's the first time that Rose has been scoreless in consecutive jams.
Deficit now just 30 points, 62-32 for Rose City Rollers. Brute and Wilhelm, your jammers, as they're just about to start the jam, and an official timeout.
So that official timeout stopping the clock at 4 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the half. That's the first time that Bonnie Thunders has held the star for Rose City and been held scoreless. So once again, as I mentioned, Rose City, the number 1 team in the world right now, as ranked in the Women's Flat Track Derby Association. You will see all of the top 4 teams this weekend, and you'll see them again in Montreal for the WFTDA Championships coming up. Denver securing their position in that championship by earning gold last weekend in Seattle.
Yeah, it was definitely a great showing last week by Denver. Was able to catch a couple of those games, and they were just on fire all weekend long.
Well, Denver has made a habit out of intentionally taking on teams ranked higher than themselves in order to improve and also improve their rankings. This is yet another example of that. Denver bringing these teams to the Denver area. We are here in Longmont, Colorado, which is a nice little community, some ways north of Denver. I happen to live here.
It is very nice. I came in yesterday and got to check the town out a little bit. It definitely is a beautiful town. I love the mountain view. Being able to just, when you hit the highway and you see nothing but mountains in the horizon, it's absolutely beautiful.
Welcome to Colorado.
Thank you, sir.
And thank you to S1 Helmet Company, the S1 Lifer Visor Helmet, next level protection.
Wilhelm and Brute are your jammers. No pass, no penalty called, but somebody's going to be going for a forearm. I didn't hear who that was on, but Brute makes it through. Brute got the no pass, no penalty, so that is going to be lead for Wilhelm. Coach is saying to just go ahead and call it, and that's going to kill the jam with 4 minutes left on the clock.
That was a very quick jam, scoreless for both teams. Keeps the score gap at 30 points, 62-32, just under 4 minutes until halftime. Lady Trample up next, taking on Lauren Munch.
Trample trying to get a little bit of advantage, stepping over Lauren. They're both jockeying for position now. There's the whistle, and Trample takes the middle and the outside, and there's lead for Lady Trample. Lauren Munch has already taken the penalty. Or no. Going out for a multiplayer. Did not catch that, so that is going to be a power jam now for the Rose City Rollers. Not often that you see a multiplayer on a jammer, but that means Lauren Munch makes it through and lead. No lead.
Remember, no lead on this jam.
That is my bad. She makes it back to the pack, though. They are down 2 blockers. Only has 1 more to get through. Knocks her out. Blackman doing her best to stop her up. It is 3 blockers out there. I guess I need better glasses. Power jam is done, though, as Lady Trample comes back in. Lauren Munch makes it to the pack. Both teams at full strength now. Lauren Munch gets knocked out by Akers there. And Lady Trample does make it through on the chase as Lauren Munch makes herself small. Picks up 4. 45 seconds left on the jam. Almost stays in. Nice little spin move there by Lady Trample. Does have to come back. On the other side of the track, Lauren Munch gets knocked out as well. Killing a little time there. Throws her hips into it, but just gets sandwiched between a couple of blockers. Simonis doing a great job of bridging there as well. Up front, Lady Trample just trying to push and push and push. A little bit of offense coming in from Akers, I should say. And now they have to stop and play a little bit of bridge work.
It's Garten and Blackman at the back of the pack there, anchored by Gothberg, holding back Rose City.
And looks like 4 picked up for Denver and 3 for Rose City.
Total on the jam was 11-4, advantage Rose City. We are now under 2 minutes, in fact, under 1.5 minutes on the period clock, so it's possible for this next jam to be the final one of the first period. It's going to feature number 50, Scald Eagle, jamming for Denver against Bonnie Thunders, number 340 in the purple of Rose City.
And Denver is going to start down 1 blocker as their pivot Akers is going to be in the penalty box. Up front, Bonnie Thunders almost makes it through, trying to move in and out. Now just puts a shoulder into it and pushes on the backside. Scald Eagle, as we got Bonnie Thunders does make it through. A directional penalty called as well, and that is on number 27, Gobrecht. Up front, Scald Eagle makes it through now and is on the chase. Bonnie Thunders back to the pack, right on through, picks up 4. And it looks like we're actually going to get 1 more jam in.
Yep, there are more than 30 seconds on the period clock, so they will run at least 1 more jam. Probably only 1 more jam. And that's going to feature number 3-3 Klein in the white of Denver, and in the purple of Rose City, number 4-8 Brute.
Now, I just want to point out, if there is a 2-second jam and a timeout, we might get 1 more in. anything's possible in Derby.
I've seen that kind of thing happen. So.
And there is the whistle. Immediately, Brute jumps right into the action, pushing way up. No pat called. They're going to come on back. Klein doing their best to push through, puts a shoulder, trying to squeeze through any little spot that they can. Has to reset herself up front, though. Good blocking by this Denver line, keeping Brute back. There is the end of the penalty for Gobrecht. Comes back in to help her team. A little bit of offense coming in now by Morgan Levy. And walking on those toe stops, stays in, is Klein. Picking up lead jam for Denver. Start does come off the head of Brute. Nobody to pass it to that far up, though. Back to the line is Klein. And it gets past 1-2, gets knocked out by Morgan Levy. Comes back in behind everybody. A little bit of offense there. Somebody's getting called on a penalty, and that is going to be Brute going for a track cut. Power jam now for Denver as it is called off. And that is going to be the end of the half. Klein picking up 3 on the end of that jam.
So that makes the total score to 77-39. Advantage Rose City Rollers at halftime, which will last 15 minutes. A few unofficial statistics. So far, Rose City has been able to get lead in 59% of the jams. 36% of those leads went to Denver. The high scorer that I see is Lauren Much with 30 points, followed closely by Bonnie Thunders with 28. And on Denver's side, Scald Eagle leading the scoring with 20 points. So, thank you once again for tuning into 5-on-5 media coverage of the 2019 Thin Air Throwdown. This is game number 2. The Rose City Rollers of Portland, Oregon playing Denver Roller Derby's Mile High Club from just down the road in Denver. We are in Longmont, Colorado, co-hosted by Denver and the Boulder County Bombers at the Boulder County Fairgrounds. We're going to take you into halftime now. We'll be back in roughly 10 minutes. I'm Mark Bradford.
I'm DJ Darkwing D. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Thin Air Throwdown 2019. My name is DJ Darkwing D.
I'm Mark Bradford, also known as Brad Example. We got just about 2 minutes remaining on the halftime clock, coming to the second period of the Rose City Rollers from Portland, Oregon, taking on Denver Roller Derby from just down the road in Denver. We are up here in Longmont, Colorado at the Boulder County Fairgrounds. We've got 77 for Rose City, 39 for Denver. So, jammer penalties in the first period are fairly even. According to the information I've been given, 4 such penalties for Rose City, 3 for Denver. But the dominant statistic is Rose City getting lead 59% of the jams, only 36% of the jams for Denver, which is why they've been able to establish this 38-point lead at halftime. It'll be very interesting to see what adjustments take place in the second period.
One thing to look at as well is something that's hurting Denver is those power jams, or is the jammer penalties, as an 18-3 difference on power jam points. So you are seeing the number 1 and number 4 ranked teams currently in the Women's Flat Track Derby Association worldwide. So number 1, of course, Rose City, the defending champions from 2018, playing Denver, currently ranked number 4. They've been a constant presence at the WFTDA Championships since 2012, but yet to win the whole kit and caboodle. So they'll be trying for that this year. With about 30 seconds remaining on the intermission clock, we see the teams lining up for the first jam of the second period. In the purple of Rose City, the... starting in the box.
Yes, starting in the box, number 48, Brute, will be the jammer. And so number 50, Scald Eagle, in the white of Denver, currently unopposed on the Iron Octopus Fitness jammer line.
Just making sure everybody is in place to start the second half. And there is the 5-second call as we get set now. Good opportunity for Denver to pick up some points. Right around to the outside, and just like that, lead jam going over to Denver Roller Derby and Scald Eagle.
Scald Eagle has been their most successful jammer at getting lead, so it's not surprising that they chose her to start off this period.
There goes a little bit of offense. Takes out one, gets past two, but still has a couple more to get past on that inside line. Nice spin move. Scald Eagle stays in, and there it is. 4 points on the board for Denver. That's the end of the jam, power jam, I should say, as Brute is back in. Both teams just right in front of us. Scald Eagle, nice backward skating, stays right on in. Out of play in the back. Looks like that is going to be an out of play block. It's going to take one blocker to the... Two of them actually looks like they're going to the box. As Scald Eagle does make it through for another 4. There is the initial pass now by Brute. We'll see how many more Eagle is able to pick up before they have to call it. Right back into the pack and the line. She gets right on in. Actually, go ahead and let Brute go, and Brute will pick up 4 points.
Advice from the Denver bench for Eagle to keep on skating.
Makes it through. There is 4. And like you said, the coaches are still saying just go for it. 30 seconds left on the jam. And Brute makes it through for another 4 points. Another Denver blocker is going to go take a 30-second break. Back into the line is Scald Eagle around the back, but in comes Brute now. There is the call-off. Looks like it is going to be 1 point on that last pass for Rose City and 2 for Denver. So a net gain of 2 for Denver there, 13-11 on that last jam.
So that takes the total score to 88 for Rose City, 52 for Denver. Just under 28 minutes to play in the game. Number 7-7, Lauren Much, taking the jammer line against number 20, Wilhelm, but a timeout now. I believe this is an official timeout. Stops the clock, 27 minutes and 47 seconds.
You know what this gives us time for, Brad?
What's that?
To thank one of our amazing sponsors.
Let's do that. Let's see. Thanks to Jody Tulloch from Trinity Therapeutic Massage and CBD. Jody specializes in TMJD, headache therapy, deep tissue, athletic massage, and vacuum cupping. She also offers a complete line of CBD topical products for pain management and relief. I've been trying TBD oil. I don't know what it does yet.
Oh, come on.
I stole that joke from Lightning Slim.
I feel so bad that it took me longer than 2 seconds to realize what you were saying. Official timeout is almost over. Both teams are out there now, but they're still getting themselves set.
Actually, Scald Eagle is seated in the penalty box.
Oh, what happened there?
So that is going to create a power start for Lauren Much. Wait, an official review being called now. No.
Yes, it is an
official review. No, it's a team timeout being signaled.
Okay. Originally, they were signaling an official review, but it is just a timeout.
Yes, and so that keeps the clock stopped at 27 minutes and 47 seconds for 60 more seconds. I think they're going to have to put there they did. They got the scoreboard all lined up, the Death and Glory scoreboard, we should say. So it's going to be a power start for Lauren Much, Scald Eagle in the S1 Helmets penalty box at the start of this next jam. Thanks to Iron Octopus balanced training for lifelong athletes. They exist to help skaters focus their training, manage their schedules, and prioritize rest to get the most bang for their buck. Iron Octopus.
That's actually one of the people out here this weekend I definitely want to talk to. Definitely help with some off-skate training.
I don't think I would care to iron an octopus. I don't think it would smell very good.
It sounds dangerous and inky.
Indeed. So, the timeout just now expiring. Skaters are returning to their appropriate spots.
Just assessing an additional penalty. They were just determining whether or not.
So here we go, back on the line. Lauren Much makes her way through, picks up lead. And we are going with a fast pack. And after a couple of skaters get knocked out, that is going to stop the fast pack. Lauren comes back to the pack, and a couple of big hits. Lets her right on through. 4 points for Rose City.
Tenacity had bumped Garton into the outfield, allowing Much to get through with high speed.
Makes it through again, picks up another 4. Power Jam is done. Scald Eagle has made her way in. A nice jump back in. Pushes those hips back, stays on through, and is on the chase. Up front at the pack, Lauren has picked up a couple and going to call it. Looks like 2 points on that last pass for Rose City.
Total of 10 on the jam for Rose, taking them to 98 points to Denver's 53. 26 minutes and 40 seconds on the period clock. And I seem to have missed a point somewhere along the line, as the scoreboard now showing 53 points for no, it's been adjusted back to 52.
And
never mind.
Wilhelm and Bonnie Thunders are your jammers as we start things off. Wilhelm tries to move inside, outside, finally makes it almost through, but gets called on a forearm. Or excuse me, I believe that was a high block, and that lets Bonnie Thunders through, picking up lead jam. And an elbow called there onto Simonis. They're going to go take a seat as well. Back into the pack is Bonnie. Makes her way through the outside line and picks up 4. Right away, though, Rose City started to set themselves up for a little bit of offense. They decided to pull themselves back now as the power jam is done. They notice Wilhelm is coming back in. Bonnie Thunders now back into the pack, trying to squeeze through. Bonnie is in and quickly right through the outside and picks up on the chase, I should say. Almost said picked up lead. Don't have it, though, as that is Bonnie Thunders, who picked up 4, waiting for word from the bench. There it is. Calls it. And that is the end of the jam, picking up 8 there, passing that 100-point barrier.
That's right, triple digits for Rose City, 106 points to Denver's 52, 25 minutes to play in the game. We see number 52, Andy, taking the star for Denver against number 16. That is Beyond Thunderdame. Been a little while since Beyond Thunderdame was on the Iron Octopus Fitness Jammer line.
5 seconds is called. And there is the start of the jam. Up front immediately goes Beyond Thunderdame. Lead is called. Still has 1 more to get past as she was able to recycle through. Gets past, though. And another great scoring opportunity for Rose City.
Rose City enjoying a few power jams in a row here, thanks to some high block penalties assessed against Denver.
Fighting up front is Beyond Thunderdame. 1 more to go through. Spins through it, and there's another 4 on the board. Andy in the back having a hard time getting through, and there goes the commentator's curse once again. As immediately as I say it, she is through. Beyond Thunderdame pushing through. Tries to go through the inside, spins around. 1 more to get through. I believe she's already gotten. They have already gotten 3. There is the call off, and it is going to be 3 on the board extra for Rose City.
Total of 7 on the jam, 113 points to 52 as we approach 23 and a half minutes to go in the game. Thank you to Skate Rats, a specialty skate shop carrying everything you won't find in the mall shops or most skate shops. They're in downtown Loveland. If you happen to be here in Colorado, check them out. On the jammer line, number 77, Lauren Much in the purple of Rose City, and in the white of Denver, number 54, Lady Trample.
And there is the whistle. And right out front immediately is Lady Trample. Our team doing a great job of opening up a lane and letting her through. Meanwhile, on the outside, squeezing through is Lauren Much. Makes her initial pass. Through is Lady Trample, picks up 4. Team says go ahead and call it. And that is the end of jam number 5.
So it is a 57-point lead. Rose City with just a hair more than double the point total of Denver at this moment in time. Scald Eagle to the Iron Octopus Fitness Jammer line, taking on Bonnie Thunders. fact, if I'm not mistaken, Bonnie is the only jammer yet to earn lead over Eagle in the course of this game.
And there is the whistle. Eagle pushes through right away. Lead jam goes over to Denver. Right behind her, though, is Bonnie Thunders. She's got some speed, has to watch out. Bonnie does get in front. Coaches say call it, and that is going to be a scoreless jam.
The last two jams are the first time in this half that Rose has not scored. So that was a quick one, taking us down to about 22 minutes remaining in the game. Score remains 113 Rose, 56 Denver. We got Wilhelm lined up against Brute on the Iron Octopus Fitness Jam line.
It looks like Akers jockeying for position there. Takes a hit on the inside line, trying to let Wilhelm through. Can't do it, though, as Brute makes her way through. And lead jam once again for Rose City. On the outside, Wilhelm almost pushed out, doing a great job of staying in. A couple of good blocks right there by Blackman, as well as Gothberg. Brute is down and back up. Takes a second to catch her breath. Right back up and fighting for position as Wilhelm makes her way through. Her initial pass now. And comes in for some scoring. That is the jam called, though. 2 points, I believe, picked up for Rose City.
Limiting the damage that Rose is able to do on that jam. We want to thank You Can Play. They're a Denver-based international nonprofit that promotes LGBTQ inclusion in sports. Their major partnerships include the NHL and MLS. Check them out at youcanplayproject.org. Klein up against Much now on the Iron Octopus Fitness Jam line. For the record, that's number 33 versus number 77.
Both of them on the inside. Directional penalty called. And that is going to send number 3, Copper Top Crush, to the box. Fighting around the outside. It looks like Lauren able to stay in and is through. Lead jam for the Rose City Rollers. Out of the box comes Simonis, as the Jammer Star has come off the head. And Lauren Much makes her way through. Klein still fighting. Once again, the Jammer Star has come off her head, gets knocked out. Cycles back in, finds an inside line, doesn't stay in though, and brings herself back. And that is going to be a power jam, a forearm called onto Lauren Much, and we got 1:08 left on this jam.
Klein still does have to make that initial pass though.
Doesn't make it right there. Gets taken out and recycled back. I do believe that was Tenacity that took them out. And it looks like Klein starting to lose a little bit of steam. She has been fighting and fighting this entire jam, and there she finds that line finally. Some good offense by her team, and is on the chase, looking to pick up a couple of points. There's the end of the power jam, though, as Lauren comes back in. And a successful apex jump. No, doesn't look like she landed it. Barely down. Almost picked up a few points there, as we got 20 seconds left on the clock. Lauren pushing through, out of play in the back. And Lauren is through for another 4 points. Nice little spin move right around Wierzbinski. 5 seconds left on the clock. We'll see who can score what. And that's another 4 for Lauren as the jam ends.
2 points assessed to Denver, so they don't go completely scoreless that time out. The total score now 127-58 advantage, Rose City. We've been informed that half of the jams this period have had some form of jammer penalty. They're either playing harder against each other or maybe getting a little tired. It's hard to say. We see Lady Trample now, number 54, in the white of Denver, jamming against number 340, Bonnie Thunders, in the purple of Rose City.
Trample starts off trying to play a little bit of defense, lays a shoulder into Bonnie. Bonnie brushes it off and gets right into the front of the pack. Around one more blocker, and there is lead jam once again for the Rose City Rollers. But right behind her is Lady Trample on the chase. Pack is starting to speed up as the pack is in the front, trying to slow him down just a little bit. Bonnie Thunder calling for a little bit of offense. Looks like she's going to get it. Moves around to the outside, taking a look over the shoulder, keeping an eye on where Lady Trample is, and calls it off after picking up 2 points.
Managing to hold Denver scoreless on that jam. We're at 129-58 now, with 17 minutes and 20-ish seconds remaining in the game. Number 16, Beyond Thunderdame, taking the star for Rose City against number 50, Scald Eagle for Denver.
5 seconds is called. Getting ready to start the 9th jam of this half. And there it is. Scald Eagle gets stuck on the outside, jumps over a bunch of people, but everyone is down. It's going to let her get back up. No pass, no penalty is called, so doesn't pick up lead. That is going to be going over to Beyond Thunderdame, who as soon as she gets lead, calls it.
That'll keep the score at 129-58. And I'd like to thank Derby Without Borders. Their unique equipment distribution program collects new and used skate gear to donate to roller derby leagues who need it across the planet. Find out how you can support this great cause by visiting derbywithoutborders.org. Lined up next, number 77, Lauren Much, squared off against number 20, Wilhelm for Denver.
There's the whistle. Wilhelm right through the middle, stopped up just long enough, though, for the rest of the team to recycle. And out front, Lauren Much once again picks up lead jam. She's been very consistent in getting lead jam all night long. Wilhelm does make it through as well. And speaking of making it through, there goes Lauren Much. Picked up all 4 as she was getting knocked out. Successful jam for the Rose City Rollers.
Rose's current lead streak is 5 in a row. That is the longest so far in the game. They did get a 4-in-a-row streak early in the first period when Denver and Rose were going back and forth on the scoring. Right now, we are almost halfway through our second period of play. Score is 133 Rose, 58 Denver, jamming our number 52 Andy in the white of Denver, taking on number 340 Bonnie Thunders for Rose.
Bonnie Thunders pushing through at first. Does get stopped up a little bit now. Around to the outside. Tries to stay on the toe stops. Now moving towards the middle. Meanwhile, Andy gets pushed out. Comes back in. Somebody's going out for a penalty. Didn't hear who that was for, though. Calling it once again. That is going to be a Denver blocker going out. Almost through is Andy, but gets recycled on. Some great heads-up play by Rose City coming through the inside. Speaking of heads-up play, Bonnie Thunders sees the tiniest opening, takes it, and lead jam for the Rose City Rollers. Coming back to the pack now. Immediately through the inside. Quick little jump there. Is going to pick up another 4. And I do believe, no, Andy still has it. I thought she had taken the star off. Yes, the star has come off. Hasn't passed it just yet, though. Still trying to push through. She's got 2 more to get through. A little bit of offense up front. Takes the blocker away as Bonnie Thunders makes it through for another 4 points. That is 8 so far on this jam.
And he did try to pass it to Barrett. Didn't quite happen this time.
Back into the pack is Bonnie Thunder. Gets a little bit of offense. Not really any holes opening up, though. Andy's starting to lose some steam, it looks like. She's still trying to push and push, never giving up, and we'd love to see that from skaters out here. Tries to move back to the inside, but just stopped up. Some great blocking there. Tenacity. They are just doing a fantastic job of catching her at every stop.
Aptly named.
And meanwhile, pushed out finally is Bonnie Thunder. Gobrek and Wazinski going to pull them back. Gets them as far back as they can before setting themselves back up. Some nice toe work on the outside. And there's going to be another 4 on the board for Bonnie Thunder. And that is the end of the jam, going 2 full minutes, picking up 12 full for Rose City.
Denver calling their official review here, stopping the clock at 13 minutes and 23 seconds. As the scoreboard indicates, 145-58 as the Death and Glory scoreboard. And let me tell you about Death and Glory. The Death and Glory Skate is a new quad shop and gear website bringing more fun to Colorado and all of North America. Death and Glory have years of boot fitting experience and offer a fun relational experience every time. Visit their booth at Thin Air Throwdown and check out deathandgloryskate.com. So the official review will last as long as is necessary to determine the outcome thereof. But we already see jammers poised for the next jam, specifically Scald Eagle for Denver and Brute for Rose City.
Yeah, I want to say this is a fantastic turnout that we have tonight too, Brad. Definitely a great crowd out there for a Friday night, only having 2 games. Can't wait to see what it brings tomorrow.
So we are in the second game right now of the Thin Air Throwdown. We're going to see a lot more games coming this weekend. There are kind of 2 groups of teams. There's going to be a bracketed tournament starting tomorrow among some similarly ranked teams around the Boulder County Bombers. There's going to be Roughneck Roller Derby. They're out from Tulsa. Oklahoma Victory Dolls. And the 10th Mountain Roller Dolls coming down from the mountains of Colorado. Also competing in that bracket will be the Standbys of Denver Roller Derby. The top 4 leagues are going to be doing round-robin play. So it sounds like Denver was asking for a penalty on the Rose Jammer. That did not happen, and Denver does not retain their review. They did manage to keep the clock stopped at 13 minutes 23 seconds for a little bit longer. And as previously advertised, Scald Eagle to jam against Brute.
So we are starting things off. Brute and Scald Eagle trying to push through. On the outside, Brute does make it. Does a great job of just jumping side to side and getting around everyone there. Picks up lead for the Rose City Rollers. Up front, Scald Eagle pushes through. She goes down, though, and is back up. On the backside, Brute finally makes it back to the pack. Does get knocked out, recycles back. Trying to push around the outside. Scald Eagle has made it through. Waiting on the call-off from Brute now. And there it is. It looks like 2 picked up for Brute and 0 for Scald Eagle.
Score now, 147 Rose City, 58 Denver. 12 and a half minutes to play in the game. Coming up, we've got number 20, Wilhelm to jam for Denver. And for Rose City, number 77, Lauren Much.
Five seconds is called. Both teams starting full strength. Lauren decides to move outside. Both teams just taken right off. Wilhelm does get knocked out, but so does the blocker. Comes right back in, and Lauren is able to pick up a lead jam once again.
That's 8 lead calls in a row for Rose, the most of the game so far. Wilhelm is out and clear to score.
Wilhelm makes it out, tries to stay on one skate, plops down, right back up though, and is coming back towards the pack fast. Lauren Much on the outside does get knocked out, and Lauren calls it off. 2 picked up for Lauren Much, and 0 for Wilhelm.
That's a couple of 2-point jams in a row for Rose City, but still able to hold Denver scoreless for the last, 6 jams. The scoring gap has grown to 91 points, 149 to 58 with just over 11 minutes to play. Lady Trample taking the star for Denver against Bonnie Thunders for Rose City.
Teams are set. There is the whistle. And right out front, pushing through, Lady Trample makes it. Bonnie Thunders on the backside, tries to find a line. Almost makes it through, but tripping herself up. She's back up and coming as Lady Trample back to the pack. Goes right into the backside of the Rose City line. Pushes through for another 4 points for Denver Roller Derby. Bonnie Thunders still pushing, her pivot coming back in. A little hard to see through all the bodies on the far side of the track right now. Bonnie does get stopped up. Right behind her is Lady Trample. And Bonnie Thunders makes it through, barely staying in, and is on the chase. Lady Trample, though, has picked up her points and is going to call it off. And it looks like 3 picked up for Lady Trample.
Total of 7 on the jam there. 149 to 65 with 10 minutes to play. Scald Eagle to jam against Beyond Thunderdame. And thanks to Spirit Hound Spirits, they're made with local Colorado ingredients such as freshly picked juniper berries and Alamosa-grown barley. Treat yourself to a special Colorado mountain drinking experience with Spirit Hound.
Scald Eagle and Beyond Thunderdame get the whistle. trying to push through. Thunder Dame gets stopped up on the outside. Finds her way through, though, and lead. Lead is picked up, yes, by Rose City Rollers. Still trying to push through is Scald Eagle. Can't find an opening. Beyond Thunder Dame is back to the pack. Pushes through a couple, gets knocked out. Finds her way back in as Scald Eagle has made it through and is on the chase now. Stepping over the line, making it through for 4 points is Beyond Thunder Dame as she calls it off.
153 Rose City, 65 Denver. Under 10 minutes now to play. In fact, under 9 minutes as of 5 seconds from now. Taking the star for the first time in this game, number 1979, Lurs Lemon for the Wheels of Justice, down from Portland. Squared off against number 20, Wilhelm from the local co-hosts, Denver.
Playing a little ping pong there with Wilhelm. She stays up, though, not giving up and continues to push through. Somebody is going to be going to the box, though. That whistle stops everyone for just a second. Confuses them as Lurs almost makes it through. Does get pushed out, though. And Wilhelm makes it through. No pass, no penalty, actually, is called. And will not be on the lead. As Wilhelm just comes through and pushes. 4 points picked up for Denver. This wall, though, from Denver doing a great job of keeping Lurs Lemon back and letting Wilhelm pick up as many points as she can as she gets around to the outside for another 4. Lots of points being picked up here for not getting lead. Makes herself small, throws herself around to the outside. Another 4 for Wilhelm. 12 now on this jam. Lurs almost makes it through, gets recycled on, and pushed out. Not able to make it through. Wilhelm back to the pack. A little bit of offense coming through as Lurs takes the star off her helmet. Still stopped up in the back. Wilhelm not able to push through this time. Possibly losing a little bit of steam. Does get knocked out and is going to recycle back. Coming through, pushing them out was Blackman, and Lurs is going to have to get recycled once again. 30 seconds on the clock now for this jam, as we still don't have a lead jammer, but Wilhelm able to pick up 12 points.
Denver's bench was actually signaling Wilhelm to call it off, apparently not realizing that Wilhelm cannot call it off.
And Wilhelm is stuck there. Looks like she is starting to get a little bit tired. Akers comes in for a little bit of offense. Doesn't work out, though. The successful pass, though, over to number 23, Gala Frey. Does pick up lead, but that is going to be the end of the jam. 12 points for Denver, 0 for Rose City. And, that'll be 15 after an extra 3 picked up.
And that is actually, according to my unofficial statistics, that's the highest scoring jam of the game, definitely for Denver at 15 points, and perhaps for either team, because I don't see any other jams that high. So 2-minute jam takes us to a score of 153 to 80. 6 minutes to play.
Lady Trample and Lauren Much are your jammers. Lauren makes it through, but is called on a track cut. So this is going to be a power jam for Denver. Lady Trample getting the opportunity, stays on her feet and through lead jam for Denver Roller Derby. Trample coming back to the pack. Couple of skaters down. It's going to let Trample try to push through a little bit easier. This wall is not making it easy for her, though, as she is able to push through another 4 for Denver.
Lauren Much still in the S1 helmets penalty box.
And right out of the S1 helmets penalty box comes Lauren Much and pushes through. She is going to be on the chase as Lady Trample calls it off. Another 3, so that is going to be a 7-point jam for Denver.
153 to 87. Denver now with more than half the points of Rose City, closing the gap. Only 5 minutes left on the period clock. Bonnie Thunders will jam for Rose City against Andy for Denver.
5 minutes left on the clock. Rose City is going to be 1 blocker down. There is the whistle. Andy trying to find a line. Does get knocked out. Moves back to the inside through the middle. Meanwhile, up front, Bonnie Thunders is stuck just a little bit. Finds that outside line, though. Once again, commentators curse. Out front, throws a shoulder and picks up lead. Beautiful hit there. Using some momentum to push a blocker out of the way. Back to the pack as the star has come off Andy's head. Bonnie Thunders not able to push through for all 4 points just yet. In the backside, Andy still pushing and pushing, not able to get that pass off just yet. Only has Akers to get through now, actually, as number 37, Garton, comes through. And looks like Bonnie Thunders is able to get through. Getting the word from the coach, just keep on going. The almost successful panty pass as the panty gets dropped. Andy picks it back up and gets around and is going to be on the chase. A little bit of offense coming in now for Bonnie Thunders. I believe she's just kind of paying attention to where Andy is as Andy comes back to the pack and the jam is called.
2 points for Bonnie Thunders on that final scoring pass. Total 6 on the jam. We're at 159-87 with just over 3 minutes to play. Number 48, Brute, taking the star for Rose City against number 50, Scald Eagle for Denver.
Rose City is going to start with their pivot in the box, but they are already standing. Gallifrey. A little bit of offense coming in right away for Scald Eagle. Although everyone's still kind of bunched up, not able to get through. Brute gets knocked out on the outside, hops right back in. Both teams at full strength now. Up front, Scald Eagle throws his shoulder in, not able to get through though. Looks like somebody's going to the box. Didn't see who that was, but lead jam picked up for Scald Eagle and Denver Roller Derby. That is going to be Alicia Nisbet Smith going to the box. Scald Eagle back to the pack. Picks up a couple as the star came off the head of Brute. It's coming right back on, though. And Scald Eagle, after getting knocked down, is going to call it.
Eagle a little slow to get back onto her skates, but does so. 4 points for Denver on the jam.
Just want to point out just how amazing Scald Eagle's bout makeup is. Looks fantastic.
A long-standing tradition for Eagle. We're at under 2 minutes on the period clock. We've got Lady Trample lined up to jam against Lauren Much.
And Lady Trample pushing through right on the outside, though. Lets Lauren Much by. He's near the front of the pack, but everyone kind of knows she actually gets taken to the back of the pack. But now is in the front of the pack. And that is lead jam for Rose City. Andy...
Trample out.
Trample, excuse me. I have my finger on the wrong person. Lady Trample does make her way out as well and is on the chase. There is the end of the jam, though. It looks like 3 points picked up for Rose City.
Very close to the end of the game now. This could be the last jam. Only a minute remaining on the period clock. Bonnie Thunders out to contend for the Wheels of Justice, and for the Mile High Club, it's Wilhelm.
Last time we saw Wilhelm was an awesome jam, picking up 15 points without ever getting lead. Even before the whistle starts, a couple of hits on the line. Wilhelm stuck in the back. Through the front is Bonnie Thunders, and there is lead jam. Now, Brad, do you think that they just let this jam go the extra 40 seconds and then call it off?
It would not surprise me at all. I happen to be acquainted with Scott Paul, the coach over there for Rose City. I think he would endorse that particular course of action.
Well, it looks like it doesn't matter at this point, as Wilhelm's still not able to get through. Is pushing through. Only one hand out, so still in. Does pull herself back, though, to try to get a better position up front. Bonnie Thunders still pushing. 10 seconds left in regulation. Does push through. Bonnie Thunders picking up 4 points.
2-1. We are now on jam time.
No word from the bench to call it. A couple of penalties are called, though. Up front, Bonnie Thunders stays in. On the outside, it looked like and picks up 4. She takes a look at the clock, but Coach is not saying anything. Coach kind of shrugs and says, just go ahead. Go for it.
Well, at this point, they do have a safe margin, so since the percentage of points is a factor in the ranking system for WFTDA, and since Wilhelm has just gone to the penalty box on a track cut, there's no reason to call it off now.
Oh, no, not at all.
City.
Not at all. Bonnie Thunders does make it through for another scoring pass, picking up 4, as another blocker is going to the box. And that is going to be the end of the call. Gets knocked out. Picks up another 4. Did get all 4 points there at the end. And that is going to be the game. Your unofficial score, Rose City 178, Denver Roller Derby 91.
Last time these two teams met was in June at the hometown Throwdown hosted by Rose City. And at that time, Rose City was victorious by a score of 193 to 127, which is a differential of 71 points. This differential, 87 points, rather similar. A few unofficial statistics. Rose City getting lead in 64% of the jams, 32% of the lead calls going to Denver. High scorer of the game, and for Rose City is Bonnie Thunders with 72, and close behind, Lauren Much had 61. On Denver side of the scoreboard, Scald Eagle with 37 points.
And with Bonnie Thunder, most of those points actually coming in the second half. 28 in the first, a whopping 44 points in the second half for Bonnie Thunders. That is amazing.
So now the victorious Rose City Rollers taking a victory lap here at the Boulder County Fairgrounds in Longmont, Colorado. Shortly to be followed by a consolation lap for the Mile High Club of Denver Roller Derby. And we will bring that to you. Let's see. Anything else to say? Oh, you're welcome, folks who are thanking the announcers and the 5-on-5 media. And we, too, will thank 5-on-5 media for giving us this opportunity to bring this coverage to you.
This has been fantastic, getting the chance to come to a large tournament like this. It has been really cool. So thank you all for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. And thanks to everyone back home from West Kentucky Rock and Rollers tuning in tonight.
For 5-on-5 Media from Longmont, Colorado at the Boulder County Fairgrounds, on behalf of the co-hosts, the Boulder County Bombers and Denver Roller Derby, I have been Mark Bradford, a.k.a. Brad Example.
I've been DJ Darkwing D.
Thank you for tuning in, and please join us again tomorrow at noon Mountain Time, featuring DRD Standbys taking on the 10th Mountain Roller Dolls.